back to LogRhythm's Security Spotlight. This series is designed to provide quick visibility and understanding into the ways you can leverage the LogRhythm platform against a variety of threats. Today's Spotlight is a quick overview of some recent Exchange vulnerabilities and how you can detect them before they cause too much damage. CVE 2022-41040 is a server-side request forgery vulnerability. This is a web security vulnerability that allows an attacker to induce a server-side application to make requests to an unintended location. The second vulnerability, CVE 2022-41082, allows remote code execution when PowerShell is accessible to the attacker on Exchange. Understanding the nature of these vulnerabilities is important, as they were initially identified in the wild as being used together to successfully compromise vulnerable systems. The first CVE allows the attacker to induce unintended requests that thus enabled the second remote code execution vulnerability. Even though this vulnerability does require the user to be authenticated to work, and it is known to only affect Exchange Server 2013, 2016 and 2019, this still poses significant risk to organisations, as remote code execution vulnerabilities allow malicious actors to execute any code they wish on a remote machine. The desired outcome in these scenarios is generally to gain a foothold within the compromised environment for the attacker. From there, the attacker will aim to propagate throughout the network, identifying and exfiltrating key information and data sets. Whilst it's not possible to identify when these CVEs were first exploited, this was highlighted through the Zero Day Initiative and was released as a blog in September 2022 by GTSC. In response to this announcement, LogRhythm created a simple rule that was designed to identify a web shell that's dropped on the Exchange server. A web shell is a web script that is placed on an openly accessible web server to allow an adversary to use the web server as a gateway into a network. For this rule, you will need to have deployed and be logging from Microsoft Sysmon, something we would generally recommend any of our customers looking to doing due to the value of the data that can be gleaned. As you can see, LogRhythm already provides common event, classification and MPE rule name values for this kind of activity. So once you have these, leverage these as your primary filter, it's simply a case of narrowing down our alarm using include filters to ensure that the alerts we see are specifically related to the kind of web shell activity we're expecting. If you want more information about how to enable this rule within your LogRhythm deployment, the link in the description will take you to our community page where you can read more about the rule, download and then import it into your platform. Alternatively, please reach out to your aligned sales engineer or co-pilot and they will be happy to assist you. Finally, we have also provided links to useful blogs and other videos that outline various things discussed in this video in more detail, should you wish to continue your reading. Thank you for taking the time to listen. Please check back next week, same time, for another of LogRhythm's Security Spotlights.